box. We need to break the box. We need to break that calcification. We need to just hit that sucker right in the side of the head, and we need to break free and be no one for a moment, at least long enough to regroup. And the only thing that will cause that to happen is that there's someone in the person I'm speaking to who's called by that call to attention. They're called by it. No call, no hearing. No call, no opportunity. But the call is necessary.
Just if we can go back a step, you said someone has an entrepreneurial seizure. For the people that don't know what that is, do you want to just tell us what an entrepreneurial seizure is?
Well,
it sounds pretty scary.
It's at the heart of what it means to go out on your own. It's at the heart of what it means to say, I think I'll create my own company. It's at the heart of what it means when you're working for somebody, working for a living, and you suddenly say, what am I doing this for? I could be doing this on my own. So a mechanic is working for an auto repair company, or a cook is working at a restaurant, or a hairdresser is working at a hair salon, or a fitness instructor is working at a health club. And he's working for a living, earning chump change, never has enough money, can't bear reporting to the boss who she knows, hasn't a clue.
Yeah.
And something awakes in that person and says, I can do this for me. I could do this for me and take home all the money. And so the attorney in a legal office decides to start his own practice. And a doctor in a hospital decides to start his own practice. And a cook in a restaurant decides to open up his or her own restaurant. And that's what I mean by the entrepreneurial seizure. Understand, the person who makes that decision is the technician, not the true entrepreneur. They're doing this in reaction to. They're not doing this for the joy of. You follow?
Yep.
I'm going to get more for what I know how to do. And as opposed to, I'm going to create something new. The entrepreneur lives in the dream world of ideas. Ideas are palpable for the entrepreneur in us. Ideas are not the stuff of technicians. Work is the stuff of technicians. And getting what's my due. So the technician always has this feeling that he or she is not getting his or her due. Well, if I go out on my own, I could. But they have no idea what they're preparing themselves for. So, having an exit strategy is the ballgame for an entrepreneur. When am I going to sell it? For how much? My business is my product. The company I'm creating is a product of my imagination. It's a project of my passion. I've got a purpose, and the purpose is to build it, to grow it, and to sell it. Now, whether sell it means take it public, or whether sell it means having it acquired, or whether sell it means having it merge with a larger company or a number of other smaller companies, there is going to be a liquidity event. And that liquidity event is not the whole payoff for doing this, but it's the thing that I can say did it. And it's the return on my investment. And it's the return on my imagination. And it's the return on my equity. It has value. That's another thing that's missing in 99% of all small companies, is there is no value. There is no equity. There's nothing that, in fact, anyone is going to get from this. There is no exit strategy.
And just on a personal note, what I'm sure a lot of people are interested in what motivates you, what gets you going, and you obviously live a very busy life. But
I haven't really a clue, I'll be very honest with you. It moves. I experience that miraculous thing. I experience every bit and part of what I'm talking about. I have a vision. I had a vision from the time I started my company to create the McDonald's of small business consulting. If you had asked me then, or even asked me now, what in the world do you mean by that? It's really a metaphor. It means that I'm going to create a company that's going to deliver extraordinary impact on small business owners throughout the world by teaching them, training them, coaching them, mentoring them, consulting with them, to teach them the process of transformation. And to the degree I can help them transform, one small business owner at a time, one entrepreneur at a time, I could transform the world. So there's something which says I can transform the world by transforming the way people work in the world. And I know I can do that by teaching people how to think. And the only way in which I can do that is to keep doing what I do.
So it's a passion for you.
So I have a passion for that.